You are now tuned into Philly's Morning Joe with your host, Joe Castro. Now, you might not like us, but we know you love us. So grab your cup and get ready to talk some Eagles. Go Birds.
You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
What is going on, you guys? What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly Morning Joe, man. We back, man. The Philadelphia Eagles are back. The season is back. We are back. We are ready. I am ready. I can't wait. My dog's ready. You saw him. You hear him already. He's barking. He's hype. I'm hype. I hope you're hype. Man, I've been waiting for this for a long time. I've been waiting for this season for a long time. I appreciate everybody that's already in the chat, man. How many people we got in here? How many people we got in here real quick? People in here, shout out to everybody. Be sure to hit that chat up, you know what I'm saying? Talk to your boy. But man, I'm ready. I am ready. I have been so ready for this, the beginning of this season for a while. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm just happy. I hope y'all happy. Let's talk, man. Let's talk. I mean, I'll go over what I want to go over. Obviously, the Philadelphia Eagles aren't going to have Devin White today. I can't believe that. Today. They're not going to have Devin White today. Also, the Eagles are going to be without Isaiah Rodgers, so we're going to see what happens there. If it's going to be the Quinyon Mitchell show, which I think it's going to be. I think Quinyon Mitchell is ready. I really do. I've been saying it since before the Senior Bowl. I've been hype about him since before the Senior Bowl. So, I mean, look, I think this is what I'm looking at. Quinyon Mitchell on the outside, and then you got Avonte Maddox on the inside. You can't really go wrong. You can't really go wrong. Maybe you give Kaylee Ringo some shots on the outside. Maybe Eli, outside of Kaylee Ringo, I don't really see anybody else taking that spot. So I'm putting Quinyon. I don't think Cooper DeJean is just ready yet. Obviously, he only played that 1 week. Maybe put him in sporadically, but I don't see a big game coming from Cooper just yet. Like I said, it's still early, so we'll see what happens there. But I'm excited, man. This is a moment for us to see what these young guys can do. Because you look at the linebacking core, obviously with no Devin White, this is a good opportunity for Nakobe Dean to finally be what we all expect him to kind of be. This is a good opportunity for guys like Bond, right? They seem to really like Bond. So this is an opportunity for him to go out there and do something. We'll see what happens. But I'm excited. I'm excited either way. What's going on, Imani, in the building? He says Green Bay is going to lose 45-17. I like that. I'll bring up my record prediction at the end. Maybe we'll talk about that. What's going on? Jeff Bones says congrats. I appreciate you. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. What's going on, PJ? What's going on, Josh? How you doing, brother? Can't wait to see Saquon behind that line. You know, look, I said this before. I was on a Green Bay Packers show like 2 days ago, I want to say it was now. Shout out to my guy, Jacob. That was a lot of fun. Go on Twitter if you haven't seen it. I shared it, so definitely go listen to it. But I told him, and I'll say this on here, I don't think he's going to be the number-wise, or at least like a volume-wise guy that a lot of people are expecting him to be, and I don't think he should be. When you have guys like A.J. Brown, you have guys like Devontae Smith, you got to utilize those players. So I expect him to honestly be another weapon. I think that when you have all these different weapons, and you still got to find a way to incorporate a Dallas Goedert. You got to find a way to incorporate a Jahan Dotson, find a way to incorporate a Johnny Wilson who brings something unique. So I think that when you look at all these players on your team, you have to utilize them all. Offensively, it should be a lot of fun. I mean, when you're given that many options, it could be either amazing or it could be, a poop show to say it nicely. But so we're going to see what happens. We're definitely going to see what happens. It's going to be interesting. The defense is probably where I'm most worried. But, I'm hoping for a good game. Obviously, I want the Eagles to win. I think that the Eagles, they got punched in the mouth a lot last year, but they kept on winning. And then I feel like when you win and you're not good, you tend to let things happen that you wouldn't necessarily let happen in a loss. So, the Eagles just have to be their biggest critics. They got to continue to go out there and learn every week and get better and change up every week. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this offense and defense is going to do. I think it'll be a 3-point game, 35-32. Possibly. I think the Eagles, look, I'm going to be blunt. I think if the Eagles defense is half as good as it could be, I think that we can go out there and dominate some teams, and I think it could start with the Green Bay Packers. A lot of people talk about the Eagles and what happened last year with the Eagles towards the end of the year, but not a lot of people are talking about what happened with Green Bay Packers in the beginning of the year. Now, obviously, Jordan Love ended the year pretty well, right? He looked really good at the end of the year, but in the beginning of the year, he looked human, and that's saying it nicely, to be honest with you. So I think that what Jordan Love are we going to get? What Green Bay Packers are we going to get? They got Jacobs over there. That'll be interesting. Last year, we were up and down when it came to run defense. I feel like in the beginning of the year, we were one of the better run defenses. And then towards the end of the year, we just stunk at everything defensively. So it'll be interesting to see what we are. You got Jordan Davis out there. You got Jalen Carter. They're going to have monster games. You're looking at Bryce Huff. It's going to be interesting to see what he really is. See if Nolan Smith gets some reps, because maybe we look at the reps during preseason and they really meant nothing. Like, not the games necessarily, but, all the reps that we were hearing that Nakobe Dean wasn't getting. And then to hear that once Devin White gets injured, that we were thinking about moving on from him anyway. So I don't know what to make of this team just yet, but we will see. We will see what happens. And I'm excited. I will say that I'm excited because it's a new season. It's new opportunities. There's new reasons to be excited. There's new reasons to be kind of optimistic, right? But I'm always cautiously optimistic. This game's going to be very interesting. It really is. It is going to be fun. I will say that. And I said it before, it's either going to be a really fun unit. The defense is going to either be a really fun unit to watch, or it's going to be a very long season again. But I think we should be better. At the very worst, at the very least, I feel like Vic Fangio is going to have our defense ready, right? I mean, at the very least, I think he'll have them ready. So you bring that into account. I think that there was a lot of times last year that we just did not look prepared. We did not look like we had a game plan. And even when we did have a game plan, it looked like when that game plan was challenged, we didn't have a backup plan, right? When things were going wrong, we didn't necessarily know what to do to kind of calm things down. So hopefully this year you got a lot more veterans on the staff, which I think is important. Hopefully we can figure it out. Hopefully because things will go wrong, right? We're going to have bad games. We're going to have bad moments. We're going to have bad weeks. Hopefully not bad stretches, but we're going to have bad times. And what we do in those bad times is going to tell us a lot about this team. So I'm excited. You got a healthy Jalen Hurts, right? And I think that was something that even I didn't want to use as an excuse because there was so many other things going on. But having a healthy Jalen Hurts who's out there racing Dallas Goedert and stuff, I think that's big as well. So, we'll see. We'll see. What's going on, diehard Philly, go Birds? Yeah, it's that time. It's that time. Look, a lot of people have been talking a lot about the Eagles in this offseason. A lot of people saying that we aren't what we are or aren't what we want to be, I should say. It's time to prove them. It's time to prove them either right or prove them wrong, and that's what we're going to do. I'm ready. I'm ready for all the smoke. I'm ready for whatever comes my way. I'm going to talk my talk this whole season about this team. I've always said it every single year. I'll say it, and I'll say it again. The closer we get to game time, the closer we get to the actual season, the more unrealistic and homer and bias I get. So it's that time. It's time. It's Go Birds time. What's going on? What's going on, Smitty, my guy in the building? What's going on, brother 4133, the podcast? Shout out to my guy. I appreciate everybody in here, man. Well, so far, we got 51 between YouTube and Twitter, so I appreciate everybody in here. It's crazy, that y'all still, it's not crazy, but I appreciate that you guys always showing love, always just doing mad, always supporting. And we do have some good news that we'll talk about in a little bit. But I just wanted to talk to y'all first, man. I wanted to talk to y'all first. Josh says, y'all offense stacked. What pieces did y'all add on defense that you feel gonna make a difference? It's the young bulls, to be honest with you. It's the young guys. It's the returning guys as well. But as far as additions, you look at Quinyon Mitchell, you hope that he's going to be the guy that just hits the ground running, which I feel like he can, especially in this defense. You look at like a guy like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson too, bringing him back. That's huge. Bringing back a Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was big. We knew what he could bring to this defense, and we knew what we were missing last year, right? And obviously he got hurt for the Detroit Lions, which he didn't really get to show what he could be. And we got lucky that he was available again. So I'm glad to see Chauncey Gardner back in Philly. I think he'll pay huge dividends, but I think it's really on the returning guys. I think it's really big on Jalen Carter to take that next step, really big on Jordan Davis to take that next step. Big for guys like Reed Blankenship. Are you going to solidify your spot out there? Guys in that secondary in general, we have to see what they can do. So I'm excited. It's really on the guys that we had this year. Last year, I should say, I really felt like we had a playoff / Super Bowl contending team. I didn't think we were great, but I thought that we were good enough. Cutting James Bradberry was a great start. I wish we'd cut James Bradberry. He's injured, so unless something happened, I ain't see. Yes, sir. You already know. Listen, I just watched Philly film room breakdowns and hyped for what's coming. Yeah, we have a lot of weapons, and that's the thing. People ask me, what are we gonna do without Fletcher Cox? What are we gonna do without Jason Kelsey? Excuse me. We have guys that we drafted ahead. We know what we knew what we were gonna do. We knew that Cam Jurgens was gonna be that guy. You knew that Jalen Carter was gonna be that guy when we got. I don't even think we expected to get him, but when you get him, you know he's gonna be that guy, and you were just kind of waiting for, the older guys to move aside. Nolan Smith is gonna be a huge factor. I mean, his development, his step is going to be huge for this team. Whether or not he's going to be a every down defensive lineman or off-ball linebacker, whatever you want to play him at, if he's good, this defense could be really, really good. If that front four, front seven is good, that sky's the limit for this team, because I don't think our secondary is as bad as a lot of people make them out to be. I think that when you're not getting pressure, when you're not blitzing, when you're not, disguising your fronts, it's easy for offenses to pick you apart, especially in the secondary. You can't have people out there running with these wide receivers, especially these athletic guys that you got now. You can't have them running out there for 3 to 5 seconds. Like that, any defensive back is gonna get beat. You could have Sauce Gardner out there. You could have, Patrick Surtain. You could pick your guy. Pick whoever you think is the best cornerback in the league. You could have him out there. You have him out there 3 to 5 seconds one-on-one. He's gonna get beat. There's gonna be a hole. So that's what it comes down to for me. If this front seven can really kind of play above their weight a little bit, because Brandon Graham, while he did probably have his best season coming off the bench, I expect him to contribute. I don't expect him to be a 10-plus sack guy. If he is, awesome. You look at a guy like I just talked about Nolan Smith, but you look at a guy like Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff had one really, really good season, 1 year as a full starter, I believe. Obviously, he's not going to have to be a full-time starter for us, because we're going to have that rotation theoretically. But what are these guys going to be, right? What are these guys going to be? Jalix Hunt, we heard a lot of good things about in preseason and during the training camps. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions on this defense, but there's a lot of upside questions, right? We're not asking, is James Bradberry going to return to form? We don't really necessarily need him to. If Avonte Maddox stays healthy, that's another guy that I feel is a very underrated and under-talked about guy that can really help this defense. So, look, there's guys out there that need to just go out there and ball out. And I think they can. Will they? That's what we're going to see. That is what we're going to see. I sure as hell hope so. That's all I really can say. I sure as hell hope so. Because at the end of the day, if this defense is good, I'll say this now. You want a hot take? If this defense is top 15, I say that, top 15. If this defense is top 15, I think that this Eagles team can win 13, 14 games. And not only do I think they can win 13, 14 games, I think that they can go out there and really compete for a Super Bowl. This team is really stacked, especially offensively. I feel like you can fumble your way into a couple wins with this offense, right? Even if you're terrible, I feel like this offense is going to carry you to probably 8, 9 wins. So now you just need the defense to win you 4 or 5 games, right? And then in the playoffs, you need to really rely on that run game. I mean, there's just so much. You're built so right. It's I don't know. It feels good. It feels good. I will say that. I'm very happy. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. It's I'm gonna be real with y'all, all right? I haven't done this in a while. I had to mentally, physically, just, emotionally, everything, spiritually, all the Lees. I had to get right. You know what I'm saying? I had to do, some things for myself. And I appreciate y'all just allowing me to do that. I had to rip the Band-Aid off today because I've been kind of holding back from going live. I've been a little bit nervous, but it's always fun to come on here and just talk to my people. It really is. I'm blessed. I'm beyond blessed. So thank y'all for just, stopping by and talking with me for a little bit. I really do appreciate it. Smitty says, I think we are going to overpower them on offense and make them play our game. That's what we can do. That's what we can do. If we can go out there and get leads early, then you make opposing offense, you make opposing offenses play your game like you said. They have to pass the ball. They have to score. If you make them feel like they have to score, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly because that's when you make mistakes. And I will say this, man. The red zone is going to be something we have to keep our eye on as well. That's going to be very, very important. The red zone is going to be very, very important. And I know that sounds, obvious, right? But we are a team that can definitely push that ball. Don't get me wrong. We've pushed that ball between the 20s. But red zone, we've struggled sometimes, offensively and defensively. So those are the areas we're going to have to definitely work on. I'm not a Debbie Downer when it comes to some of our young guys, but they got to show their weight. They have to go out there and ball out. They have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's none of those things. None of those things I just said are about it. You got to go out there. You got to play your best game because they are going to come after us. And I did hear, which got me excited. Nick Sirianni said that he knows that teams are going to go against him with the blitz. He knows that teams are going to really try to test him because last year we didn't have an answer for the blitz. So I'm glad that we at least have the foresight and we know that's what's going to happen. 200s, what's going on? Yo, Joe, salute, bro. Go Birds. Go Birds. Go Birds. You already know. I'm ready. Jair says, how you feel about the tush push? No Kelsey. I think that, look, having Kelsey was definitely, and I'll never ever take it away from Kelsey. I even said it when I was on the Packers podcast. You're never going to replace Jason Kelsey, right? There's no other Jason Kelsey coming in. It is what it is. We can have another Hall of Fame center. Cam Jurgens can have his own Hall of Fame career, and we can put him in the annals of history. He's not Jason Kelsey, right? And I think that we can all agree on that. And that's no knock to him. That's no knock to anybody else. You're just never going to be Jason Kelsey. He is who he is. But I do think that Tush Push was not only a group effort, but a Jalen Hurts effort. When you got a guy that can push 500 pounds, you know what I'm saying? I think that, you got to give him a little bit of respect. I think that he's a big part of the tush push, and I think that it'll keep going. I've said this before. I'll say it again, man. You want to stop the tush push, you got to stop us between the first 9 yards of that 10 yards, right? Or the first 99 yards of that, a touchdown run, whatever you want to call it. You got to stop us there. You're not going to stop the tush push when we got all our guys out there. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to fix the chat for the next one because I don't really like how it looks. But we're so back. We are so back. It feels good. But I do want to just announce something real quick. Look, I don't really know how to say it. So I'm just gonna say, look, we've gotten a really cool opportunity to really to work with a really cool, really great group of guys. So this football season, I'll be contributing. You'll see me on some of their shows. You'll probably see some of them on my show on Philly Morning Joes and just videos of that sort. But I'll be working with Fox Sport, the Gambler for Philadelphia, covering the Eagles this year. I'm really, really excited. If you're on my Facebook, you probably already saw it. But I'm really excited to join this group, man. I'm really excited to kind of push the boundaries of what I have done and what I want to do with this channel. You guys know I've been to a lot of events and you guys have helped me out doing that, whether it be monetarily or just supporting the show constantly. But this is another chapter in the life of Philly and the podcast and everything. So I appreciate everybody that's supported me up until this moment and, will continue to support me past this. But yeah, so like I said, you'll start to see stuff from me with them. And like I said, you'll probably see stuff with them on here. So I just wanted to announce this on here. You'll see a post on Twitter if you guys follow me on Twitter as well. Like I said, I already put it out on Facebook. Again, just want to thank you so much, everybody, anybody that's watching this, anybody that has watched this, anybody that's, if you're watching this behind, if you're watching this after the live show has aired, just leave a comment, you know what I'm saying? Let me know that you've seen this, and I appreciate you. I really do. I can't say it any other way. Shout out to Jeff, shout out to my guy Smitty, shout out to Robert, 200's in the building, Josh, diehard Philly in the building, Amani in the building. Shout out to everybody that shows support and shows love. But yeah, let's get back to the birds. Let's get back to the birds. I just wanted to say that. Again, like I said, if you're watching this afterward, leave a little comment, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Robert. I appreciate you. It's a beautiful opportunity. Like I say, look, at the end of the day, I'm one of those people. I've learned over the past couple of years, honestly, doing this show, that when you get highs, you got to kind of just ride it out. You can't get too high, can't get too low. So I'm just continuing to get back to doing me. I'm going to try and have fun again. I felt like that was the one thing that we were missing, or at least I felt like I was missing from giving you guys the fun and just the pure being an Eagles fan and being able to talk to y'all. All the stuff kind of got to me a little bit. So I just want to go back to having fun and being what we were. So I appreciate you guys letting me do that. So anyways, yeah, let's get back to it. Ryan, I appreciate you. KJ in the building. What's going on? I'm back. We back. That's the most important thing. Shout out to everybody in the chat. 63 people between all the channels. So I appreciate you. We even got 2 people watching on Twitch. So if you don't know, I have a Twitch channel, okay? Because I'm in a bunch of Madden leagues. So if you ever want to watch me lose in Madden, go on over to the Twitch channel. It's at Philly TP. I am terrible. Funny story, all right? And we'll get back to football, I promise you. But funny story. And I hope my girlfriend's not watching, because then she'll hear this. But I've been on a bad streak when it comes to Madden and college football. I've been losing left and right. It's been tough, all right? I've been out here fighting for my life. So I keep on complaining to my girl, like, it's my remote, it's my controller. So she surprised me with a new controller this morning, and I do not have the heart to tell her that I'm just not good at the game. But it is what it is. We got a new controller, boys. So if you guys want to see me, playing and losing, most likely, Madden and college football, definitely go check out the Twitch. But yeah, anyways, back to football. Let me know what y'all thinking. What are y'all score predictions? Like, and how big is this game realistically? Because I know it's only the first week, but I feel like this game, and how much do we care about it? But this game can shape narratives, right? If we go out there and we blow the Packers out, I feel like the narrative is, watch out. The Eagles are back. Watch out. You know what I'm saying? Especially depending on how dominant we are on both sides of the ball. I feel like you could be like, watch out. This is a scary team. But if we go out there and we're, even if we win and it's one of those up and down type games, and you're kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if they're, are they still the same old Eagles from last year? So I feel like this is an important game just because of that. But again, how much do we care about narrative, right? I guess that's the real question. But I feel like this could be a huge game. And when you look at guys like Jalen Hurts, right? Like I said, coming off injury, shut these people up. Because I've said it all off season, and I'll continue to say it. I wish I had all the things with me. I might actually have them, but we were talking about top quarterbacks, and I had Jalen Hurts pretty darn high. I believe I had him around, I might have it. Let me see if I have it. I believe I had him around top 5. Maybe just outside of it. Of course I don't have it. I believe I had him just outside the top 5. I'm mad. It's going to mess with me if I don't find it. I'll find it. But, I think that Jalen Hurts is way better than a lot of people give him credit for. And I think that when you look at that game yesterday against the Chiefs and the Ravens, I think you look at that game, you see what the Ravens did, you see what, Lamar Jackson in specific did. There was a lot of meat left on that bone. And I think that you put a guy like Jalen Hurts out there, and I think he's winning that game. And I put Jalen Hurts above Lamar Jackson pretty handedly. And I understand that he has the 2 MVPs and all that good stuff. But I think that I would take Jalen Hurts over Lamar Jackson. I'm dead serious there. What's going on, Eagles girl? What's going on? Go Birds. You already know. KJ said, I'm focused on play calling today. Should be a fun season. Yeah, I mean, we're going to see a difference. We're going to see a big difference. I can already tell you that. No matter how much you hate the Cowboys, no matter how much you might dislike, Kellen Moore, he has good offenses, and he's always put out pretty damn good offenses. He's had a couple or top 5. I won't say number 1, but he's been number 1 in a couple areas a couple times. So he always puts out really good offenses, and not just really good offenses. You look at his running game, and that's one thing that a lot of people, for some reason, swear up and down he doesn't run the ball. He runs the ball. He runs the ball, and he gets the most out of his running backs when it comes to running the ball and receiving. So I expect that he'll do that with Saquon. I mean, I expect to see a good amount of Kenny Gainwell and Will Shipley. I'm going to be real with you. I don't expect it to be one of those like, these are our cards and we're just going to lay them out on the deck. We have a lot of players. We have a lot of good players. Well, like realistically, there's going to be a couple players that we look at after this game and you're like, wow, I can't believe he didn't get a catch. I can't believe he didn't get, I can't believe he didn't do more. Realistically, you look back, what was it, 2 years ago? Maybe a year ago, I forget when it was, that Devontae Smith didn't have a catch in the home opener, still went off for 1,000 yards in the season. It could be one of those things, right? Dallas Goedert starts slow a lot of times lately. So it'll be interesting to see who the guys are that were like, damn, I can't believe, Will Shipley is the one that ended up with the touchdown today. I can't believe, Johnny Wilson's the guy that ended up with the touchdown today. We have a lot of players, and defensively, it could be one of those things that, I can't believe Jeremiah Trotter's the guy that went out there and made a bunch of big plays for us. We're going to see it. We're going to see it. This is such a deep team and a young team that people are going to get opportunities. Eagles Girl says, so excited for tonight's game. I am as well. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 72 people in the chat between Twitter, Twitch, apparently, because people watching on Twitch. So shout out to y'all. And on YouTube, obviously. So wherever you are, be sure to hit that like. Share it with a friend. Do whatever you want. Philly is back. Philly Morning Joe. We are back. And we have a new intro. So if you didn't catch the intro, I implore you to, maybe go back and check out the new beats and everything. We'll see if we keep them, but we'll see what happens. Robert says, I think the Packers' offensive line isn't as good as they think they are. D-line should eat. I know that they have a rookie most likely starting at guard, I believe, is what they were telling me. Jordan Morgan, who I saw at the Senior Bowl. He was a good player. He was a guy that I know that the Cowboys were looking at, even at 24, I believe, where they picked. I know that me and James talked about him, a good bit. I brought him up a good bit if he would have dropped to like the second or third. I didn't really think he was a top guy, as far as like a first round went, but I think he went second round if I'm not mistaken. He's pretty good. Jordan Morgan is pretty good. Good kid, good player, good size, good athleticism. He's good. He's a good player, but he is a rookie. So if he's going to be lining up that guard, I expect Jalen Carter to eat. Or Jordan Davis, because at the end of the day, or Milton Williams, at the end of the day, Jalen Carter is going to be eating up a lot of double teams. So it's going to be on the other players to go out there and make the most out of their, single coverage. It is. And maybe you blitz a linebacker behind Jalen Carter every now and then to kind of deter them from, double teaming Jalen Carter as much. But people are going to have to win one-on-ones. That happens every year. Every year you got to go out there and you got to win one-on-ones if you want to win defensively. So, it starts up front. It always does with the Eagles. If this front, 4, front 7 can, really kick it into high gear, which I think they can, let's get it. I mean, real talk, let's get it. KJ said, how much faith do you have in Fangio running the defense? Faith is a strong word, brother. Faith is a strong word. I think that, how do I say this? At the end of the day, he is a very good coach. I think that as far as getting our team prepared, I think that he's going to be way better than what we've had. I'll say that. I think he'll have our team prepared. And I think you even saw it in the preseason, is that they knew their assignments. There was a lot more communication. People knew where they were supposed to go and kind of got there a lot quicker than they did last year. A lot of broken coverage last year. Now, I know it's still early, right? And it was kind of vanilla coverage, so it's a little bit easier to communicate. But I think there's where you'll see the improvement. And I think that's important. Now, the scheme itself. Right? I feel like Eagles fans have been complaining about this same scheme for about 3, 4, 5 years. So we'll see. We'll see. We have the guy that, kind of invented the scheme, made the scheme famous, whatever you want to say. So theoretically, it should be better, right? Hopefully. I don't know. I've likened it to this. Look, if you don't like steak, and I bring the guy that, invented steak and have him cook it for you, you probably still just won't like steak. If it might just not be for you. So maybe he is the guy that we needed, and maybe it all works out. We'll see. Last year, Dolphins were up and down. My dog's about to bug out. Chill out, Nicole. Chill out. But we'll see. That's really where I'm at. I think that he'll have us prepared, but I don't know if I love the system, so I don't know if it really matters. But we will see. That is one thing I can promise you, that we will definitely see what happens. And I promise you I will not sugarcoat it. All right, we got 22 likes. We got 30 people on the YouTube side. Let's get those likes up if you guys don't mind. If you could take a second, hit that like. And shoot, if you're at Twitter, go on over to the YouTube. Become a subscriber if you aren't already. And show that love. You know what I'm saying? Always show that love. We got 44 people watching on the Twitter side. Shout out to everybody on Twitter. You should be able to leave comments. You should be able to leave comments if you want to talk. I'll check to make sure nobody's leaving comments and I'm missing them. Shout out to Thomas Mott. He said 31-20 is his prediction. It just feels so good to look through Twitter and just see everybody talk about the Eagles. Talk about the Eagles, baby. We back. We are so back. So back. KJ said, I'm hyped to see Devin White playing for us. I've wanted him for years. That'll be interesting, That's going to be interesting to see what happens, especially if they play well today. If Nakobe Dean plays well with Bond or, whoever they throw out there, Jeremiah Trotter, if they play well, it'll be interesting to see if Devin White has a job. It'll be interesting to see if they were, right about all the stuff they were saying, because they were saying that he was supposedly going to get traded like a week ago. So, I don't know. All we can do is wait at this point. All we can do is wait. All we can do is wait and see. I'm excited to see all these guys. I really am. I'm excited for Cooper DeJean once he gets healthy. Isaiah Rodgers once he gets healthy. There's so many players. So much opportunity. You rarely see a team that's so talented but still giving opportunity to guys. You're still seeing guys being given a shot to take, to have Britton Covey on this team is kind of cool. I know he might not be a guy that goes out there and gets a bunch of offensive play, but we're giving guys, if you're good at a position, we're going to give you that shot. And it's good to see it. It's good to see it. This Eagles team is young. This Eagles team is ready. They're ready for the future. They're ready for the present. This is one of the best built Eagles teams I've seen ever. Maybe it might be the best team. It might be the best team, just how it's built. Not necessarily saying, oh, it's a dream team, we're going to go undefeated at Super Bowl or bust, but the way it's built, unless we're just nuclear, right? Unless we're just the worst team in the world this year when it comes to the Eagles in our season, I don't see any reason why I would look at the offseason and be like, there's no hope. Does that make sense? There's no reason to look at this team and be like, oh, we're screwed next year. We got to make huge changes. I feel like we got young players, so it's one of those things, all right, make a couple tweaks and see what happens. You are a very, very attractive destination to any coach or any free agent or any rookie, anybody. Anybody would be dumb to not want to go to Philadelphia. Realistically, why wouldn't you want to go to Philadelphia? Why wouldn't you? So, I mean, that's what probably makes me the happiest, makes me the most excited. Because we got it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z said, mess with me, I got it. Mess with me, you know I got it. We got it. We are a very attractive organization, a very attractive destination. And you can't say that about a lot of teams. And you couldn't say that about the Philadelphia Eagles for a long time. So, I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Can you tell? Can you tell that I'm hyped? Can you tell that I'm hyped? Because I am. I am very hyped. And I think you should be too. I think that there is no reason not to be excited about this team. I really don't. I mean, it's that time. It's that time. Let's see if there's any news going on. I gotta get my guy Fran Duffy back on the show. He's now part of a new network. That's pretty darn cool. I just want to see if there's any news out there that I should be talking about right now. Everybody talking about it's a big moment for Nakobe Dean. It definitely is. I don't look like nothing crazy happened yet. See, people saying Quinyon Defensive Rookie of the Year. That would be insane. That would be insane. Oh, my beautiful girl in the building. My beautiful girl in the building. I'm just ready, man. Is it 8 o'clock yet? Is it 8 o'clock yet? I'm just ready. Look, I'm going to be doing a video tonight, probably a little bit later today, and maybe even going live again. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit too excited right now. But y'all let me know what y'all thinking in the comments. If you're watching this back, let me know. Say something in the comments. Say what up so I could talk to y'all. Let's start a new conversation in the comments. But I'm back. I am back. We are back. I'm so thankful and so grateful that y'all give me these opportunities to come back and have fun and talk birds with you guys, because it's always a pleasure and always a blessing. So other than that, y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what it's going to be. It is Fly Eagles Fly. And I missed this outro. Go Birds! Oh, wait, hold on. My score prediction. My score prediction. I can't leave y'all without a score prediction. I'm going to say 36 Eagles, 28 Green Bay Packers. Eagles win. We go 1-0. We get out of Brazil healthy, unharmed, and happy, and ready to take over this league. So let's get it. But yeah, y'all know what it is, man. Fly Eagles Fly, and we out here. Peace!
Everywhere. This is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird game nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph.